We are so pleased to have on set today for Town Talk Eugene Fullmine, who is the Director of Public Works for the town of Pembroke. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. So for people to understand what the Public Works Department is in charge of, you're in charge of the highway, which is all roads, correct? Water, which
Yes.
means
All drinking water.
all the drinking water, okay. And the cemeteries, the trees, and the grounds.
Parks, commons, and grounds.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's anything that's owned by the town.
Yes.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about roads because
Okay.
they're always on everybody's mind. I think a lot of people don't understand where funding, when the state is involved in funding, when the town has to be involved in funding. So if we can just clear that up. For example, the lights that just went in on at Pleasant Street and 53.
Yes.
How is that funded?
The town initiated it.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with the funds for the design and engineering.
Okay.
And then because Route 53 is under Mass DOT's jurisdiction, it became their project. And they funded it.
So they had to do it?
It got the political backing to push
Okay.
forward and move up the ladder, so yes.
Okay, so we pay for the design and engineering,
Yes.
but they pay for the actual work.
Yes.
Okay, and that is true of state highways and roadways?
Yes.
Okay, so Route 53 is a state road, correct?
Yes.
So anything we did on Route 53, we would have to come up with a design?
And engineering, unless it's their own project.
Okay, unless it's their own project. So there's two projects that we want to talk about. One is the resurfacing of Route 53.
Which
all the
is
way-
Mass DOT's project.
Which is mass, so we don't have to pay for any of that?
No.
What about the details that we have to get while that's going on, the police details?
That's up to Mass DOT.
They pay
Their
everything?
project.
Okay, so tell me about this resurfacing project from Route 53 to the Hanover line all the way to Duxbury.
Yes. So that's currently out to bid now.
Yep.
At the end of March, then they'll review the bids and put it out for construction this season.
Yeah?
They're going to take 1.5 mil of asphalt that's currently there off.
Yep.
They'll put it down a new course of 1.5 hot mix paving.
Yep.
They're going to bring the existing sidewalks up to ADA compliance.
Okay, because none of them are, right, on 53?
Now, what the change a few years ago was all the ramps,
Right.
if they're asphalt, have to be cut and become concrete with the detection pads on them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh,
So the town has also got to start a plan to be able to do that with all our existing sidewalks as well.
on all our roads?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So then they're going to add some additional sidewalk, not a lot. They'll add sidewalk to the piece from 53 and Pleasant Street traffic light that just finished.
Yep,
Back to Route 14,
okay.
which is about 400 feet.
Right,
And then they're going to add a little bit up at the intersection of Congress Street and 53 where Mary Lou's is,
okay.
and probably a crosswalk. A little bit of drainage improvements, but not much. Just over about a $3.1 million project.
Wow. So can I ask, why did they pick that? I mean, of all the roads, 53 is actually probably one of the best ones?
Just because all the work that had already been done between Route 14
Okay.
and then tying sidewalks together.
Oh, right, for the continuity of it.
Yes.
Okay. So you said that won't start until, when is that going to start?
The bids are due end of March, so maybe June, July.
Okay. And the town doesn't have to do anything with this at all?
No,
We just have to put up with the aggravation?
correct.
That's all, but it's
Find
worth
another
it.
route.
Yeah, but it's worth it in the end.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Route 36, which I always thought was a state route,
No, it's a numbered route, but it's under local jurisdiction, just like Route 27.
it's a state route, but it's under local jurisdiction.
14, 27, and 36, yes.
Okay, so the Route 36 corridor project, talk about that.
That's another one that's been in the works for about 12 years, very similar to Route 14.
Yeah.
This phase will end up going from roughly Elliott Ave in the center of town
Yep, which
to
is
the
post
intersection
office.
of 27,
Yep.
which was where the traffic light was done about 15 years ago.
Yep.
So that's going to be full depth reclamation because the pavement's so bad. So they go right down to the gravel base.
Oh, so you're not just taking the inch and a
No,
half.
they'll get rid of all of it.
How much more expensive is it to do that?
Well, this is now up to a $7.3 million project, which started at 3.6.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is it up that much because we waited so long?
Because this TIP project is so long of a process to go through, yes.
Okay. And when do you expect that to take place?
Like I said, that's currently in their schedule for fiscal year 23.
Have we already voted on this?
Yeah, the 100% design engineering has already been turned into Mass DOT. Because
Okay.
they've been talking about possibly bumping us up because we're shovel ready.
So will Mass DOT actually run this project?
They oversee it, correct?
But they don't have to pay for it?
It's a combination state funds and federal funds on a project like this.
Okay, can you talk about that? Like CCPC and TIP? Because those things are thrown out all the time and a lot of people have no idea what they mean.
OCPC is the Old Colony
OCPC.
Planning Council.
Okay,
And they cover roughly 11, 12 towns in our area.
okay,
And the funds come to them, and then they prioritize the projects that the towns submit for the TIP, which is the Transportation Improvement Program.
okay.
And
So this is all roads?
yes.
Okay.
And that's, again, reason 14 got in there in 36 is because we were in between Mass DOT money that they spent on Route 139 for sidewalks.
Yep,
And then Kingston's Route 27, their big sidewalk project.
yep.
And Halifax Route 36 to 106 and sidewalks, and it's all connectivity. And that's how we tried to sell Route 14 and
It
Route
makes
36.
sense. Yeah. So for all of our roads in our towns,
Yes.
they're on a supposedly they're on a plan of this is how many roads you're going to repave each year, correct? Like you make a grand plan of this is what I'd like to do every year,
Yes.
but that doesn't always happen.
No. It's just not enough funds. And, we try and do some crack sealing.
Yes.
Some roads before they become bad to buy some time with those. We try and do some mill and overlay, like the 1.5
Yep.
to buy more time. And unfortunately, because it's $11 million backlog and only really having state funds to work with, the roads just keep deteriorating. Then it becomes full depth reclamation, which is the most expensive.
Right.
And unfortunately, the priority becomes the most complaints, the most heavily traveled,
Sure.
and
Yeah, the squeaky wheel.
the
gets
damage
grease, yeah.
and insurance claims people try to put in, for
Right.
the potholes and everything else.
Right. Which is
Which is
can't
why
blame
High
them.
Street got Which is
Yeah.
why High Street got bumped up last year, and
Yeah.
Valley Street.
right. And there's nothing you can do about the fact that all of a sudden you'll be driving down like 36 and one day there's nothing and the next day there's a massive pothole.
Right. That's just winter in New England
Right,
with
there's nothing
freezing
you
thaw
can do.
cycles.
Right, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't do any preventative work on that at all. No. It just happens.
Yep.
Is there any? I've seen on CNN and a couple different national shows a new type of asphalt that uses a lot of plastic in with it and things like that. Has that ever been introduced to our area?
We haven't gotten into that yet. Mass DOT just came up with a new spec, what they call super pavement,
Okay.
and that's what Route 53 and Route 36 are going to be.
Oh, what's the difference between the
It's all science
It's all-
in
okay.
what they do. Yes.
and it supposedly will help based on where we live and our
And-
weather
yeah,
conditions?
And it's supposed to last longer, but it is a lot more expensive.
Oh, of course it is.
Right.
Of course it is. But 10 years from now, it won't be.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And one other question I had for you is, I always wonder, when do you put in sidewalks and when don't you? If you're going to redo a road or repave a road, are you ever required to put in sidewalks? Or is what is the criteria?
You are now when you use Chapter 90 funds. If we're going to repave a road and there's existing sidewalks, you've got to redo the sidewalks and bring them up to the ADA compliance.
Okay. But if there are no sidewalks existing, can you still use Chapter 90 funds and not put in new sidewalks if you're doing a road?
Yes.
Okay. So that's just up to the use
In
of
the
the
towns.
road and the town. Right.
In the town.
Right. Okay. All right. Good. Anything else on roadways? We've had a pretty good winter so far.
We have, knock on wood.
I don't know. I am. Knock on wood.
No, it'd just be nice to have people show up at town meeting and be able to vote some extra funds
For the
for the
roads.
town to kick in, because right now it's really just Chapter 90, and those funds are a specific formula they use
Yeah.
based on road mileage, jobs in town, and population.
Do you
And
put
it's
forth,
just not enough.
Do you put forth a capital budget for paving every year?
Last year was the first year we got some money for it, but we always ask every year, and usually we don't get any. But last year we got $100,000.
Okay.
And back in 12, when the pavement management plan was created, they recommended at least $300,000 a year coming in from the town. Overall, the score just keeps dropping.
To keep it
That was just to
maintained.
maintain,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the idea, to keep it maintained.
Yes.
And what about the equipment that you have to use on the roads? How often do you have to repair or replace that?
Anywhere from 10 to 15 years usually.
Oh, so you have pretty long shelf life on that stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking forward to traffic.
Well, at town meeting, we just asked for a new hot box because ours is 10 years old. And
What is a hot
it's
box?
big maintenance. So that when you're going to go out on potholes,
Yep.
we can go to the plant and get hot mix asphalt
Yep.
instead of cold patch, which is only a temporary fix.
Oh, okay.
So it lasts longer.
And you can do that even in the winter, or is that
When they're open.
Okay.
You know, it all depends. If it gets too cold, then it's not worth them opening up the plants to heat it up.
And it
make
won't work
last.
anyway, right? It'll just crack.
Right.
Okay. Well, Gene, I've learned a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have had Gene Fullmine,
Yes.
who is the director of the DPW in Pembroke, for this edition of Town Talk.